start this whole course with just a little bit of backstory on myself, if you'll let me indulge, because I think it's important to know where you're coming from when you begin this journey. So for myself, I had two parents that were hairstylists, but I always gravitated to the makeup corner. Although I've taken hair, I've taken aesthetics, I've taken it all, including makeup artistry. But what you need to consider is where your motivation's coming from. What do you like about it? For myself as a little girl, I always loved to just grab my mom and make her over. I gave her the craziest hairstyles, the craziest makeovers, and I can't believe she walked out with some of that stuff on. But what I want you to do is just for yourself, write down what you think your motivation is. What do you want to get out of this career? What do you want to feel from this career? What is it that attracts you to it? Answer some of those questions like in a bit of a journal or a little letter to yourself, because I think that's really important for you to know. What is your why? Why are you doing this? So you know when things get tough or when you've got a lot of work ahead of you, you remember why you're doing this, because this is not always going to be super smooth and easy. It's work like anything else, but unbelievably fun and rewarding work. So the first assignment that I am going to give you that I do want you to do just for yourself is your why. And my why was always, I was amazed at the ability that I had to transform somebody on the external, but it resonated so deeply within each person that I work with. So the external so much affects the inside of us. We have to remember that even though we're doing something surface, it doesn't end there. It goes really deep. People start businesses because they feel better about themselves. People start relationships, end relationships, just build self-confidence to unbelievable levels so that they can achieve things in life that they never thought they could. Many of you don't know, but I went through a massive transformation myself. I was extremely overweight. I was like the makeup artist in the corner, like a shadow figure. And it took me actually transforming myself for me to fully recognize the power behind what I was doing for other people. I just hadn't done it for myself. So along this way, I want you to take a look at your own self and see, are you happy with where you're at with your own image, with your own self-worth? Because as we go on this journey, you're going to need to continually look at that. Because if you don't, if you're only feeding other people, what's going to end up happening is you could get depleted. So you always have to make sure that you're filling your own cup and that you're full of your own self-love. And if you're way far away from that, have no idea what I'm talking about, well, this can begin the journey for you, and we'll take it in baby steps. So let's get started. So back to my story so that you know where I came from. I think it's important just so you guys know, who you're dealing with. I started in the late 80s, right out of high school. I went and worked as a receptionist for a modeling agency in the city that I was in, and was always gravitating towards that makeup department. There was a whole makeup school at the modeling agency I was at, and I decided, and some of the other superiors at my modeling agency decided that I was a good candidate to take a risk on to go through the program. And so I went through and took a full makeup artistry program way back when. And eventually what happened was I started working with models. I started doing testings. And then I took over as an instructor at the makeup school that I actually trained at. So my first few years were just full of models and model testings and building my portfolio and building my name as a makeup artist, building my abilities and my courage up. But you have to remember that when you're beginning something like this, that it is an art form and it does take time to develop your skills. So when you begin, you may have to give your work away so that you can build what's called a portfolio. Portfolio is a representation of your work. Now it's mostly online, but back in the day it was all done like proper in a book where there was, photos that you had to print. And your job was to keep improving those photographs and to represent your artistry within those photographs to the best of your ability. And until you're comfortable with your book, it's hard for people to know if you can be somebody to trust to pay for goods and pay for services, basically, as a makeup artist. And then the weddings began. So after all of that, I also worked retail for a little while. I just threw my brushes out on a counter and I grabbed every person walking by to work on their face. Then I got some cards made and I started to give out my card to my clients that I was working with in the cosmetics department to start building my business up. And that's how I got started. I was able to use those retail customers and referrals in order to start doing makeovers, lessons, weddings. Weddings are a big money maker. So we're going to be diving into weddings in this course as well. They're exciting, they're high pressure, but they're very, very fun, and a lot of interesting people that you're going to meet that will remember you forever. So that is basically what I did to even start building my business up, as well as all the models I was working with. Many of them were getting married or needed makeup artists for various shoots. So it's all the people that you meet, all the contacts that you have that make it happen for your business to begin and to bubble up and to start building a clientele. Another way that I started is I made some connections into hair salons, because a lot of hair salons don't have any makeup artists, but they often have a need. So another way you can begin, your career basically is to make contacts in hair salons, whether it's the owner or different stylists, and make your availability known. We're going to get into photography. That is also something that you're going to graduate into, but it's important for you to work on lots of faces. I suggest 100 faces before you get real serious about what you're charging, how much you're worth, all of that. You're going to dabble in the beginning and it's going to be a learning curve. You should allow your first year to just be the beginning and don't go too hard on yourself as far as charging. If you want to earn money at it, there are so many opportunities that you can get, like paid gigs doing retail or working for somebody in the initial stages for you to begin that practicing position, because you need lots of faces to work on in order to get more proficient in what you're doing. There is an unwritten rule with makeup artists. I've never understood it, that not to give away too many secrets, but you're not going to get that with me on this course. I'm going to give to you every possible secret that I have, everything I can share from my years and years, 35 years in the business, to help you guys get to the place that you need to be in, because this tricks and the secrets are a big part of this, and without knowing those, sometimes you can't get to the place you need to be in, because some of the looks and some of the things that you need to create do include some tricks of the trade, and I hope to give you as many of those as I can. So if you want to take part in this course, just to even learn it all for yourself, that's okay too. Although I will be having a separate course for personal transformation, some people just like to know all of the pro information. And if that's the case for you, have at it. This is a free course to take, unless you want to go through the assignments and the certification. Obviously, I have to make a living at this, so there will be a charge for that, but and the book. However, for all of you that just want the information, and maybe there's certain topics that you want to pick up on in more depth, you're going to be able to do that on this course as well. But I'm so excited to work with you. I really want you guys, if you're planning to take this course all the way through, please like and leave a comment below, and I will give you an opportunity to send me your email address so that you can keep abreast of the information that's happening, coming in, and any newsletters or anything like that that might be very important for you for participating in. No matter what happens, I'm sure you're going to get some great knowledge that you are going to be able to create whatever look you want to create. And in terms of the book, I will have that linked below so that you can order that if you'd like to participate in the assignments. And there's opportunities for every level of commitment, and I'm trying to make it so that this isn't, you know, the world's largest makeup school, the world's largest makeup class, and you'll be part of it. Isn't that exciting? We're doing this. The foundation of this all is to teach you the fundamentals of beauty and fashion makeup, you know, in its umbrella. Every makeup artist is going to do things drastically differently, as you're going to see my style is going to be possibly different than your style. I encourage you emphatically to try these techniques, and as you develop your signature style, which you will, if you keep at this, you're going to have a style and preferences, and even that style can change over time. So try to keep your mind open to different techniques, different ways of doing things, different uses for products. Keep your mind open, because it is an art form, and because it's an art form, there are so many ways to do the same thing. So keep that in mind and never close your mind to anything. I've made that mistake myself. You know, before I really didn't like certain tools, certain things, and then as time went on, I learned ways of working with different tools and products and things that made me love it. So keep your mind always open to the possibility that there might be a new twist and turn to a technique or ability that you are developing that is very advantageous for your look or for what you're trying to do with your career. So keep an open mind and keep a good attitude, and only positivity is accepted in this course. Anything super negative is going to be removed. And I am happy to work with anybody who is just asking questions and wants to be eager to learn. I am there for you, and I will do my best I can to get you to where you want to be. So that is the very first lesson, and your assignment on the first lesson is going to be write down your dreams, write down your plans, write down your goals. How are you feeling about yourself? Bit of a journal on your own self-image. What would you like to accomplish by the end of this course? And let me know any other thoughts you have in the comments below. I'm super excited to have you with me, and obviously I'm giving you every opportunity to be as close to this as possible by email, by communicating down below. All of the above are going to be available to you so that you stay connected, and we have our own little community of makeup artists in training. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Lesson 2 is up tomorrow. You're gonna see me looking the same because I have to do multiple videos per day in order to get this course launched. So keep that in mind when you see more looks in the same outfit. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.